So great. So this title, it necessarily tells our web browser that whatever I type in here is not necessarily going to be shown our in our document, but it's supposed to be an insight, something to be able to tell our browser that this is the title of our web page. This is what the web page is about. It basically entails whatever the web page entails, whatever the web page contains. It's basically like a summary of it. You understand? Now, in the body, this is where all the contents go. You understand? Content goes here. This is where the content for the website goes. Every content you are supposed to put in your website will be coming inside this body tag. Now, don't worry. I don't know. Don't worry if it looks confusing. Most of you will find it confusing because it's your first attempt at trying to look at what coding is all about. Now, I'll be walking you through it step by step. You understand, so you can be able to understand whatever it contains. You understand? So I'll be opening this to a live server so you can be able to see whatever we are doing side by side with it. You understand? So we can be able to see whatever we have been doing side by side. As you can see, when we type this my first web page, if you can see it very well in the website, it looks empty. Yes, that's because as I told you earlier, the title tag only shows whatever is written here up here, or maybe whenever you're sharing the page, it shows it as an insight of what the website is about. So yeah, I'll be putting this back here, and let me head over back to the Google Meet and admit every other person that hasn't been admitted. Good. So we're going to be continuing on here again. Now we have different contents and we have different tags. You understand? Tags are basically like ingredients. When you're trying to learn how to cook, learning how to code is also like learning how to cook. You learn different ingredients, you learn what they are used for, and you know how to combine them whenever you want to cook. You understand? Now, there are different tags. There are lots of tags in HTML. There are over 100 tags. But you know the good news about it? It's not all the whole 100 tags you need to learn in order to be able to code. You understand? It's just a few you need to learn, you learn just a few, just like cooking too. We don't know every ingredient there is out there for cooking, but we surely know that some, just the little we know, just the little we're opportunity to know about, we are able to use them to cook quite well. Now we have different tags. We have tags for heading, we have tags for paragraphs, we have tags for links, tags for images, tags for lists. We have so many tags. But today I'm going to be teaching you about headings. I'm going to be teaching you about headings. I'm going to be teaching you about paragraphs. Sorry about my typos. I'm going to be teaching you about paragraphs. I'm going to be teaching you about links. I'm also going to be teaching you about images and lists. You understand? So I'm going to be teaching you about images and lists. Don't worry, if this all looks very, very hard for you, I assure you by the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to understand what this whole thing is about. You understand? So we're going to be picking them one after the other. We have headings first. Now, if you want to create an heading in HTML, there are about 6 different tags that work very well for headings. It's just like your Microsoft Word or your word processors. Wherever you are trying to build a document, you have different kinds of headings for different kinds of text sizes and text styles. Now, there's a specific tag in HTML called H1 tag. Now, this H1 tag, it helps to structure and style your document in a certain way that tells the browser that this is an heading. And we have different types of heading, different sizes of heading rather. It's down. Okay. Control Z. Okay, my bad. Control Z. Yeah. Hold down. Okay, good. So I'll be copying this and duplicating it in 6 places so I can be able to explain what all the tags there are for. H3, H4. Sorry, there's no H14. H14 will work. H5 and H6. Now, these H1 to H6 are different sizes of headings in HTML. You understand? So I'm going to show you an example on how to use headings in HTML. Let's say welcome to my first web page. As you can see, when you type welcome to my first web page, it shows you a specific kind of heading, which is the smallest. I think this should be the smallest or the largest. They all like it goes in an hierarchical way. It has an hierarchy of sizes according to the numbers H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So as you can see here, H1 looks so much like the headings used whenever you're building a website. If you look at Tenet Team's website now, an H tag was used in this place when we're trying to build this specific kind of heading. This is also an H tag, an H tag. This is also an H tag. It's basically used to show hierarchy, or how do I say it? Or there's what's this word? What's this word? It's only used to show hierarchy or priorities. What you want your viewers to look at immediately they enter your page. What do you want to catch their eyes with? What do you want to use to catch their eyes first before you say, okay, you want to move on to let them continue reading? It's just like pagination whenever you're doing word processing. The way you process your words, the way you write your document, the way you structure it in order to, don't worry, all those ones you can dive into them probably when you go to learn word processing. But this is web development. So we're going to be titling this one second heading. As you can see, the H2 is much smaller. It's also a kind of heading which you can use whenever you are creating your document. You understand? It's also a kind of heading. H1 is usually the largest heading and H6 is usually the smallest heading. Moving on, will be the third heading. The third heading, the fourth heading, the fifth heading, the fifth heading, and the sixth heading. As you can see, this contains 6 different H tags, and these H tags are used to portray different kinds of heading depending on the kind of situation or the kind of what you are trying to portray to your users. What's the kind of priorities you are trying to set for your users when they are using your web page. Now, you are going to be moving on to the paragraph tag. The paragraph tag is used to write text. An example of the paragraph tag is, you're going to be so surprised when you see what this tag is about. P is what we use to denote the paragraph tag, as simple as ABC. Just the P tag. The P stands for paragraph. You understand? Now, if we say, okay, what do we want to write in this paragraph? Let's say this is a paragraph of text. It can be multiple lines and long and can contain multiple sentences. It's just like a normal paragraph. You understand? That's what paragraph the paragraph does. The paragraph tags. That's what it helps you. It helps you to achieve this paragraph kind of text. If you don't put this paragraph text, I think it usually brings just a normal text that doesn't really have a structure or something. You understand? Let's say the text was much longer now. It wouldn't really show you like a coordinated structure. This paragraph is just to organize your document and let you know that okay, everything you are writing in here is contained in just this paragraph. You understand? We also have link. We also have link. Yeah, we're here right now. We also have link. This link helps you to, let's say you are trying to link a specific writing to somewhere else. You are trying to link to another web page from your own web page. That's when you use the A tag. The A tag has an attribute. That attribute is called href. This href is usually trying to tell you that you are trying to refer whoever clicks on this link to a specific web page, and it could be any kind of web page. You understand? Okay, for this example, I'll be putting tenetteam. I'll be putting tenetteam.com. You understand? So whenever anybody clicks this link, it's going to be linking, it's going to be referring them to tenetteam.com. Now, for every tag, there's usually a starting and a finishing. I don't know if you are not with your laptops here. I'll advise you take notes because it will be very helpful to you. And if you're with your laptop, you can be coding alongside what you're watching here. Now, whenever anybody clicks this link, okay, now for every link, there's usually a title. There's usually something that you see in order to, like, if you go to the web page now, there is hardly a place you see that you can be able to click the link. If you click any other place here, nothing is going to happen because the link hasn't been given a title yet. Now, let's say we want to give it a title called Tenet Team. Now it has a title, it has something that can give you feedback as a user that okay, this is what you have to click in order to link you to Tenet Team's web page. Now, this A tag, keep in mind that this A tag helps a lot. It comes in handy a lot of times when you are trying to build connections, or should I say backlinks. Also, you're trying to link to another web page from wherever you are. Like, I'm going to be showing you an example of an A tag. This is what an A tag does. Whenever you click any of these links, it's going to be taking you to a specific web page. You understand? It's going to be taking you a specific web page where you can see something. You understand? Usually for information also. That A tag, this is the direct interpretation of what it does. If you go back to our own web page now, our first web page which we are building, and you click this Tenet Team tag now, this Tenet Team text right here is going to be linking you to a specific web page called tenetteam.com. You understand? So this A tag helps you to link your website to other places. It helps you to link your website to other places. You understand? So yeah, moving on, we're going to be what's the next thing on our agenda? We have images and lists. Now, keep in mind that I'll be coming back to images real quick. I'd like you to pay attention to lists first. Now, we have different kinds of lists. We have unordered lists and ordered lists. Now, I'm going to be showing you an example of unordered lists. Now, an unordered list is basically like you trying to when you're trying to write a grocery list now, sometimes you might want to have everything ordered, that okay, number one is this, number two is this, number three is this, number four is this. But and also an unordered list is basically you are not really planning the order of things, you are just writing everything down. Now, when you're using an unordered list, this UL stands for unordered list. Let me write it there. An unordered list. Now, in this unordered list, we have a another special tag called li tag. This li is basically the li elements represent a list item, and if its parent is an ordered list, this ol stands for ordered list or unordered list or a menu element. Then the element is an item of a parent elements list as defined for those elements. Otherwise, the list element has The list item has no defined list related relationship to any other li element. Is widely used across major browsers baseline since 2015. So what that is trying to tell you is, without this UL or OL, which is for ordered list. Okay, now let me write the OL here so you can be able to view them side by side, or should I say up and down, so you can be able to see how they work. Now already you can see from the website here, when you go to this part, you can already see that it's already showing you this is for the unordered list and this is for the ordered list. So now we're going to be writing a list of items in both, and we're going to be seeing the difference between them. Now in the unordered list, we're going to be writing apple. I think I'll be duplicating these: apple, orange, banana, pineapple. Good. So this is an example of an unordered list. It's not giving a specific order. It's just helping you to align them in such a beautiful way that you can be able to see whatever you have in your list. You understand? Now, in an ordered list, everything will be structured. I'll be copying all of this real quick and I'll be pasting them here. In an unordered list, let's say you want to buy the apple first, then the pineapple second, then let's say you want to buy the orange last. In an ordered list, you are able to order everything the way you want it, with numbers, with a numbering list on them. You understand? So we have all of these are basically like learning how to cook, as I've said earlier. You want to learn each element, each ingredient, and know how to use them in your cooking. You get? So as time goes by, you'll be getting more familiar with all of these things. It's all about learning how to use them well, how to cultivate them well. I'll be commenting out everything here so that I can be able to, I can be able to show you people an example of something real quick. Okay, should I, instead of commenting everything, i'll just I'll just create a new document real quick: index2.html. As I've said earlier, for those that were not here before, this this first part of naming your file is just to tell the engine that this is the name of my file. Then this .html is called a file extension. It basically tells your PC, your machine, or whatever server your document is being hosted on, which kind of document this is and how to handle it. Now, saving this as index2.html means we are trying to tell the engine that handle index2 file as an HTML file, as an HTML document. You understand? So we're going to be creating an example real quick. Doc type. Okay. So I just created a I just generated the documents real quick now. I'm going to be removing some things here because they are not really useful. You understand? Because they're not really useful, and I'd like us to stay focused on what we are trying to work on. Now, this is the index2.html. This is a fresh document without anything really. Now we are going to be creating these documents. This one is just a live demo. I just want to show you how to put these tags together. You understand? The way we put them together when we're trying to build a web page. Now, okay, in the body, I'll be creating an h1 tag. An h1 tag to tell these people that, okay, hello world. Don't worry, in case you are not seeing the changes of what I'm doing here, that's because we are not looking at that specific file. We are looking at the index file here, not the index2.html. So we'll be going there real quick. I just want to finish up this documents. In the meantime, people can watch and see how we combine documents. We combine tags together in a document to give us a full document. This is my very first website. Although not my very first, but like you people's very first website. Very first website. Okay, I'm going to be using an A. This A tag, as I've said earlier, is for creating links. You understand? Don't forget that ever, because you are going to be needing to link to lots of things sometimes. Let's say you want to link to a Wikipedia article, you want to link to a Quora document, you know, it all depends on whatever you are trying to do with your website. Most websites usually have an intent. You're trying to build something with them. Visit Google. Visit Google img img tag as okay. Now I told you earlier that I was going to venture back into images. I was going to go into images, and I think now is the time for me to explain how the img tag works. This img tag stands for image. You are trying to embed an image in your own document. Now there are different images you might want to embed. You might want to embed the image of Elon Musk. You want to embed the image of Tenet, big Tenet. Not that you might want to embed my own image. No go embed my image. If I catch you, you go pay. You go explain. So this SRC simply stands for the source. You are trying to tell them that the source of the image I'm trying to use, this image I'm trying to use, is coming from a specific source. And this source could be a link or a reference to a document. Now, this alt stands for an alternative text. Sometimes your image might not load quickly. You want some text to just show up there. Now, I'm going to be giving you an example. I'm going to be copying the image link for here, and I'm going to be pasting it here. So this image is supposed to show up on our website when we load it. You understand? Now I'm going to be giving it an alternative text called big tenet. So I'm just going to alter this link slightly so that image doesn't show up. You understand? So I'm going to be going here, index2.html. As you can see, this is the direct interpretation of what I just wrote here. All of this code, all of is this is the direct interpretation. Sometimes this coding work is like the way an animator works also. Most times an animator can spend days writing, drawing and rigging animations, and at the end of the day, all you see is a 25-second animation, but that 25-second must be good. You understand? So basically, I'm going to be explaining this to you. Let me just bring this down a little bit and bring this up. Then I'll be bringing this guy over here. Control minus minus minus. Bring this bro here, so you can be able to see what I'm saying here. Go to Control plus plus. So here in the title tag, my first web page, as you can see, it is right here. This is the title tag. As I've told you earlier, this title tag handles anything that has to do with this place. Now we have the hello world, which is in an h1 tag. Let's say we use an h6 tag. It's going to be much smaller than this, but it will still be portrayed as a heading. You understand? Now, what I was telling you earlier about prioritization of text, prioritization of things in your website, we prioritized it such that whenever our users come into our website, this is the first thing that catches their eyes. This is most likely always the name of the website or what the website is about. As you can see right here, Tenet team, bold, big. You understand? So that is what the website is usually about. Now we have the let me open up my VS Code real quick. The paragraph tag, our first paragraph, trying to tell us more about the website, a piece of text to showcase on the website. Then we have the visit Google link, which is here. This one, the visit Google link. This is to show people that okay, do you want to go to Google from our website? This is a link at which you can use to go there. You understand? Now, let's say we click on this link now. It's going to be taking us directly to google.com. You understand? That's what that link tag works for taking you directly to google.com or whatever website you have embedded in it. Let's say I want you to visit Tenet Team. It's going to be https tenetteam.com. Now if we click it again, it's going to be linking us directly to Tenet Team's website. You understand? So I'll be going back now. I'll be navigating back so we don't digress too much from what we are talking about. Now look at the image. As I told you earlier, this image has a source. If you notice now, if we say okay, we want to go to this source right here, we're not gonna see anything because it's literally not taking us to the right place. It's not able to pick up the web page because it's an invalid link. But let's say now we now go back to our document and we tweak it to include just the right document or just the right thing. Is bound to show, oh my Jesus, this man, it's bound to show the right image without a it's not even showing an alternative text because we are able to load that image. You understand? We are able to load the image. That is why it's showcasing the image and not the alternative text. Let's say we just tweak it and write nonsense here now. It's not going to be able to showcase that image again. It's now going to go back to the regular alternative text. Let's say we change this to master class. As you can see here, it's going to be showing master class because that image cannot be found and it has to display a kind of feedback. I don't know if you've ever witnessed this thing. Sometimes you're trying to browse a website and your network is kind of slow. Your network is kind of slow. When you are visiting the website, it's going to be showing you different broken pieces, but it will make sure to give you a good feedback so that you can know that this is what this image actually entails. This is what this image entails, so that you will not end up like missing whatever you are not supposed to miss. Maybe let's say you are looking for an image now called like okay, like in this place now, we are looking for an image called Tenet and Big Tenet, and for some reason Big Tenet's image is not available at that moment, or maybe they had a problem. Let's say you now wrote let's say Elon Musk. You wrote Elon Musk. You will be thinking this is Elon Musk, whereas it's actually Big Tenet's image. That is a bad practice, and according to the rules and regulations of building a website, you should know that you are dishing out content, or otherwise called informations. You are dishing out informations that people are liable to believe whenever they see. That is why sometimes it's not really everything you see online you are meant to believe, because someone out there might just decide to just build a website and just write nonsense there and say okay, oh, this is how he wants it to be, and every other person that comes there will actually believe that this is what the website is about, whereas it's not about that. So let's always make sure that our morals, our good characters are involved in whatever we are doing in this life. It always pays well at the end of the day. So back again, I'll be taking you through what we have done so far. What is HTML? HTML is called hypertext markup language. Let me write that here for you because I'll be sharing this file on the group. Hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language is the full meaning of HTML. We have different versions of HTML. We have HTML4, HTML5. HTML5 is the latest HTML, and that is what we presently use. I don't know, very soon there will be more versions of HTML, more updated versions of HTML that make it easier for programmers to be able to build websites. You understand? Now, how do you structure an HTML? I told you that first you create the document type, the declaration that you are trying to let the browser or the engine know this is an HTML document. You will render this as an HTML document. You understand? We have the HTML tag. This one is the one that wraps everything in your website. It's like when you're on a bed now, you have a bedspread, the one that wraps your bed, and that is where all your pillow, your every other thing that will be on your bed is going to be located. And then in your bed, you have the pillows. In your bed, you have the pillows. These pillows are where you put your head, and this body is basically where you put your body. Although sometimes on your bed you can put, you may not have pillow. It's not everybody have pillow in their house. And actually, it's possible for you not to have a head tag in your website, but it's always advisable for you to have head tag in your website. Then in your body tag, the content of your website always comes inside this body tag. So anything you want to put in your website for people to see will be inside this body tag. You understand? So in the body tag we have lots of other tags that could be used. I will be compiling a list of tags, about at least 100 tags, so you people can go through them, and I'll also be sharing some links to some places where you people can learn about all of this old tag and something. You understand? So we have the H1 to H6 tags, which I told you sponsors the heading of your web pages. You want it to, like, you want to use it to know, okay, are how the headings are going to be sized and all of those. Also for pagination, we have the paragraph tag. As I told you earlier, the paragraph tag is the P tag. This P tag handles your paragraphs. And we also have the A tag for linking your web page to another web page, just like probably a reference, or you want your users to click it and go to another web page. We also have the unordered list and ordered list. I hope you've not forgotten this part though. Unordered list and ordered lists. I'll be navigating back to that web page real quick so you can be able to see it. Unordered lists are the ones that just use bullet points, no specific order, while the ordered list actually use numberings in order to specify the order at which you want your documents to be structured. Now, I'll be sharing this starter code and also the lesson materials some time after this class, so you can be able to review it and practice on your own if you would like. If you have any questions, I would like you to drop them in the group. I'll be answering all of them after the class. I'll be answering all the questions in the group. I'll be opening the group for questions. You understand? So, thank you very much for joining today. I really appreciate everyone. I really appreciate everyone for joining. And once again, I'm Big Tenet, and I'm so excited to see you next week, Monday, as we continue to build our skills together. Have a great week ahead, everyone. And if you haven't registered already, I'll be sharing the link to register in the group, in our WhatsApp group. You understand? Let me even go let me locate the documents now. Learn web dev dot html. So you can head over to this link and register for this class, so you can be able to access it anytime you want to. And also, all of these courses will be recorded and uploaded to Seller after some time, so you can be able to purchase them there and view them later. They are all recorded, and lesson materials will be there. Thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate everyone once again. Have a great week ahead, everyone. Bye. Come on. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Big Tenet, and I am the one that is guiding you through this 8 weeks journey on how to build websites on your own. It's a masterclass that helps you to learn how to build websites, and at the end of it, you should be able to build your own website by yourself and understand how structures and HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and websites work in general. So, if you have any questions, I'd like you to drop them here. I'll be opening the group shortly. All questions will be answered, and recordings of the sessions and also